My dear son, I need you. I miss you every day. Where are you? Are you hiding in fear like Adam in Eden? Is the sweet world clinging?
Welcome to Daniel Lee TV. I'm Pastor Daniel Lee. Today, I will talk about inter-triangle conflict which took place last month between Gyeonggi Province and 신천지 Church of Jesus and the Christian Church Association in Capital Region, or Sugichong. I heard that a great number of international guests visited Korea to participate in Religious Leaders Forum and Shichenji Education Center graduation ceremony scheduled for 2 days, October 29, October 30th, in 평화누리. 평화누리 is a big public park located in Paju City in north of Gyeonggi Province. However, the Gyeonggi Province governor abruptly cancelled the venue rental on the first day of the rental period without prior notice. So the church had to hurry to find another place, let alone significant financial damage. To make things worse, the international people who visited Korea were very frustrated and inconvenienced by the sudden change of plans. It was the first time I heard of such an illegal contract violation by a public entity. I was surprised to know the following 3 things. First, about 40,000 people were supposed to attend this event. Second, among the 40,000, as many as 4,000 or 10% are international people. They include also 1,000 religious leaders representing Christianity, Buddhism, Islam, and Hinduism. Third, I was shocked at how dare Gyeonggi Province cancel such a big-scale contract without fear. Who was the background power that could make such a decision? Let me analyze whether governor's abrupt cancellation is lawful or not. What is my answer? Absolutely not. The following legal and theological basis will support my answer. At the last part of my speech, I will conclude by answering the question about who the winner was. At first, let me think about from a legal perspective. Number 1, Constitution, freedom of religion. According to paragraph 1 of Article 20, his cancellation was unconstitutional act. In that, he violated the religious freedom, human right, and discriminate against the specific religion. Based on paragraph 2, his action violates the Constitution, that is a principle of separation of church and state. Number 2, Local Public Official Act, duty of religious neutrality. Paragraph 1 of Article 51-2 states that no public official shall discriminate on the basis of religion in the performance of his or her duties. Paragraph 2 describes that where a superior public official issues an official order in violation of paragraph 1, public official may choose not to follow such an order. Now I discuss in area of the Civil Act. First, the sudden cancellation of the contract on the first day of the lease period violated Article 2, the principle of good faith. It states the exercise of right and the performance of duties shall be in accordance with the principle of trust and good faith. To explain this article differently, easily, it does not correspond to common sense. Second, the sudden termination violated Article 544 of the Civil Act, which stipulates that one of the parties may cancel the contract with a notice of reasonable period. What is a reasonable period? Although the law does not define the reasonable period specifically, but enough time to countermeasure is generally accepted. So, in this case, at least 2 weeks is necessary to make another choice. Although the cancellation is regarded as suitable, two obligations arise binding the two parties by the laws. First, the church must restore the place to its original state and clean up the installation facilities according to Article 549. Fortunately, the church removed all the stuff from the venue and cleaned up the place completely. Second, Gyeonggi Province must compensate for the damage suffered by the church according to Article 551 of the Civil Act. And next, I will talk about this situation in religious aspect. Shichenji Church argues that the governor complied with the pressure of a Christian group called Sugichong, the Christian Association of the Capital Region. The fact that they put pressure on the governor is evident in that a number of Sugichong delegates had rallied with a banner that read cancel the rental for Shincheonji in front of Gyeonggi Tourism Organization, GTO, which has power over the venue rental. They held the demonstration on the 25th and had it again on the 28th of October, just 1 day before the first effective rental day. Allegedly, a staff member of GTO admitted the governor made an order. A newspaper has also confirmed this fact. Shincheonji Church argued that the governor, a potential presidential candidate, calculated the number of votes, which resulted in unjust religious discrimination. I agree with their argument. Politics is no more or no less than a vote mobilization strategy. That's the politics. The Shincheonji Church also had a rally to protest against Sugichong's obstruction at the GTO on October 30th. But this demonstration was held already. The cancel notice was done. I would like to say to each parties involved in this incident one by one. First, to the governor. Your most significant mistake was to cause the Shincheonji Church's anger to commercialize it for your political benefit. Do you still think of this saying in mind? Bias is a profitable business? No, a true political leader is a person who attempted to solve the social rift and unite the whole community together, like former South African President Nelson Mandela and former US President Abraham Lincoln. Mr. Governor, it would help if you respected the rule of law. Honesty, transparency, and justice are best policy. The course of actions based on such policies will make you and the Gyeonggi Provincial citizens convenient and prosperous together. This is a picture of a big demonstration of Shichenji Church held last Friday. If you had not canceled the contract, you might face the Sugi Chung's complaint, but you would not face the Shincheonji Church's great anger. Which is more beneficial to you? I am afraid that the cancellation will backfire on you. You could avoid the Christians' condemnation by saying, I don't know. The Gyeonggi Tourism Organization, GTO, made a rental contract with Shincheonji by the law. Don't cry to me anymore. Go talk to Shincheonji Church. What will you do if Shincheonji Church take legal actions for claiming substantial financial loss? If the court decides you are responsible for the damage, the money should come from your pocket, not from Gyeonggi Province public budget. And then I will talk to Sugi Chung. Are you sure that you won a victory over Shincheonji Church at this game? I don't think so, because you did not compete with the church, not by your ability, but by utilizing a governing authority. Also, you provoked public hostility by branding the Shincheonji Church as cult or heresy. Such an action reminds me of Hitler's tactics, so-called anti-Semitism. Although his strategy of stigmatizing Jewish people looked successful for a specific time, he ended up losing the war. He has been criticized for brutality for a long time, even until now. I know the number of Shincheonji followers is more than 300,000. This number is so many that the debate over whether the church is a cult has reached an impossible point. Please ask yourselves, why do so many Shincheonji people not think it's a cult organization and remain in their religious community? Why do so many people not believe that a cult is enticing them? Do you want to say that even 300,000 people, including many internationals, can be fooled by Shincheonji clever doctrines? No way. Most of them are the people having common sense. What is the most basic Christian principles? They are mercy, compassion, and sympathy. Don't try to condemn other religious denominations. If you think they are leading people along the wrong way, try to discuss with them and persuade them. What is a cult? According to Longman Advanced American Dictionary, it is an extreme is an important word, extreme religious group that is not part of an established religion. Religious scholars say to be called a cult, it imposes a harmful impact on society, such as committing terror, collective suicide, and the followers' financial exploitation. However, I couldn't find any strong evidence to support this definition from Shichenji Church. Mr. Christopher Petrici, professor of contemporary religion at University College, Chester, England, says in his book, World Religion, this book that I am reading now, the term cult is inappropriate because it is pejorative. Pejorative means derogatory. Instead, new religious movement or NRM is a proper term. He admits several NRMs were harshly criticized for controversial, immoral practices. For example, the People's Temple in Georgetown ended with the mass death of followers in 1978, and Shirin-kyo attacked the passengers of the Tokyo subway station, killing 12 and injuring many others in 1995. Heresy means a belief that disagrees with the official principle of a particular religion. Although you disagree with their belief, you might say they are different from us, but you cannot say they are wrong. You have to think at least once, oh, we may be wrong. Richard Holloway, an authority on religious studies, argues in his book, A Little History of Religion. This is the book bestseller about Christian history, religious history. He emphasized that usually people with different ideas separate to start a new religion or form a faction that compete with the old group. Sometimes some heretic group wins the fight and their ideas become new orthodoxy. So every denomination should be open enough to accept or observe others with new insight. This sentence is very insightful and informative. Diversified society and multicultural society are general contemporary trends. You can't stop this ample flow, wave. What is needed to respond to this tendency? Acceptability, receptibility, and willingness to dialogue. Why don't you have open mind to different denominations? And I will speak to the international visitors who visited Korea to participate in this event. As a citizen of Gyeonggi province and a Christian pastor, I regret the inconvenience and the disappointment you experienced while staying in Korea. Please know that the situation was unusual and not an actual aspect of Korea. God bless you all. Lastly, I want to talk to Shichenji Church. Last Friday, I was at the place of your big rally to collect a story. As a YouTuber, I was so impressed that you were very orderly in moving to minimize public traffic and pedestrian inconveniences and completely clean up the venue after finishing the rally. But I want to say to you two things that need to be improved. Firstly, it was regretful to see the flag waving, especially the big red flag. As you may know, Korean people in general think red flag have an image of socialism, revolution, revenge, and radicalism. You should deliver your message vocally and gesture softly. Secondly, your church is a kind of a closed group, not open group. When I was there, my friend and I could not get into the venue because we had no identification, 비표 in Korean, which you had made for only church members. Therefore, you must open the door to better communicate with the regional community. These two things are trivial, you might think, but they are very critical factors, so you should not be called a cult. You need to be more religious. At the last part, I will conclude by answering the question about who was the winner in this triangle religious conflict. Shichenji Church was a winner by slight margin at this game. It was a stroke of genius that the Shichenji people left the 평화누리, even though they had the legitimate right to use it. It was nonsense that Gyeonggi Provincial Government told them to leave the venue on the very first day. On the very first day, they were already started to work to prepare for the event scheduled for the next day. If I had been there as a church staff member, I would never have done that. They wanted to avoid a noisy and time-consuming dispute with the irrational Gyeonggi Provincial Government. Lastly, I suggest that the governor should apologize before the church bring the incident to the court. Then the two parties must sit together at a table where they negotiate how the governor compensates properly for the Shichenji Church's monetary loss. There is a saying that goes, people are lonely because they build walls instead of bridges. Is it impossible to make a bridge and try to communicate? Are the people on the other side of us the enemies that we can never meet? If not, why can't we even try to make a small effort to communicate, to build a bridge? It's a question to think about at least once. This concludes my speech. Thank you for listening.